Good morning. This little video is really just for the team, the teachers and the faculty and the staff, those of you that you're the reason this place runs. God's put you here. It's you that creates the family, and it's you that energizes this amazing place. And so, well, what I'm going to talk about again is the milestones and the things that have been accomplished by many of you throughout the year. It's out in writing. Some of you have seen it in blogs and emails, but I know that not everybody sees everything. And so normally we'd be together today in a chapel. We would be going through this together, and I would have each of you standing next to me. In fact, usually holding hands with me. So this is just for us, and letting you know how much I love you and appreciate you and just wish you were here. So starting with the 5 years of service, Bob Berg, who's been with us for the last 5 years as one of our stellar kitchen managers, and has become so much a part of the kids' family and ours, just making sure that everything is perfectly clean and organized, and as you know, consistently receives the highest ratings from our health department. Thank you, Bob, for the great effort and just the joy you bring to all of the kids and all of the faculty and staff. Mrs. Janelle Henry, who has been here all the way through the COVID situation, really, I would say, putting her life a little bit at risk here, serving our 2-year-olds that continue to come, and so she's been a part of our team, as you all know, in preschool and kindergarten. She's so kind and loving and fun, dependable, obviously, and she just will do anything for any of us, and now she's getting ready for summer AOK. So thank you, Janelle, for everything that you've done. And then Katie Menarek, wow, last 5 years of bringing us new programs. She uses those methods. She uses that whole brain method that is engaging for the children in that age group, and she brought peacemakers to us and has helped shepherd that wonderful program in. I think of her in the flexible seating, and she does auctions, the Move, Learn, and Grow program that she embraced, the raised gardens, so many things. And of course, we've missed you, Katie, for the last several months as you've been home where you needed to be with Josh. And I hope you know, and I hope you feel the prayers that continue to come your way and his way, that God would grant him with full healing. We look forward to having you back with us next fall. Thank you, Liz Slavens. Wow, you just answered an immediate call. Typically a middle school, high school teacher, and you came right into 3rd grade and pulled it all together. And then in the midst of the COVID crisis, thank you for just being right here, right when we needed you, and serving us all so well. A big congratulations to Brenda Bernard. Many of you probably didn't know that the entire time, throughout the entire school year, she's been taking classes at Concordia University, and it's specifically called the Lutheran School Ministry Program. She so much wanted to know and understand what it is to be part of a Lutheran school like ours, and so she immersed herself in that study, and she spent a lot of time doing that, and as always so gracious. You wouldn't ever have known that she had lots of writing homework to do most nights, and she just carried on, and so she got that finished, and congratulations to you, Brenda. Thank you for doing it. For 10 years of service, Grandma Carol, boy, there you go, someone who just has done everything. She's stepped up to the big things and the little things that we needed help with, and you know her. She does whatever it takes to help the people in her life, so thank you, Grandma Carol. And then Sandy Jorgensen, who most of you know was a past friend of mine, one of the first accountants I ever met early in my career. When I started at Sioux Falls Lutheran, she'd retired. And when I got to Sioux Falls Lutheran, I knew I needed some professional help with with the accounting and everything financial related, and so she willingly allowed me to pull her out of retirement 10 years ago. And gosh, Sandy, we've so enjoyed the fun way in which you approach what can be kind of a dry subject sometimes, and of course your beautiful photography that you share with us, and for me personally, establishing financial work that is so dependable and so accurate that it makes managing the financial side of this enterprise really pretty easy. So thank you, Sandy. And then we have a few people leaving. As you know, Rachel Bolt, who's been part of our early childhood program for the last year. When I interviewed with her a year ago, it was just fun to hear her passion for all things early childhood, and she talked about playing with a purpose and process, not product, and we've just seen that manifest throughout the year. And she's such a science nut, and all those things pulled together were, as I said, nothing short of spectacular, and the families were so blessed by your being here. So we will miss you, and may God bless you and your entire family as you now travel and serve in the Sheboygan, Wisconsin area. Thank you, Miss Sarah Cunningham, who serves as our educational assistant in our full-time 2-year-old program. So warm and caring. The little ones just gravitated to you, and may God bless you in your next chapter of your life and whatever it is that you're going to be doing, and thank you so much. Mrs. Sarah Meyer was Brittany's educational assistant, and then also in the 2-year-old program with Elizabeth Larson, and this summer has been with us as well, working with those 2-year-olds, and she's planning to start her own educational journey now, and so she's going to move on to do that. Thank you, Sarah, for all the things that you contributed, that quiet patience, just being here with us, and God bless you as you pursue your next chapter in education. Jennifer Noble has been here for 11 years, and like so many Christian servants around here, she just does whatever God calls her to do. And as you know, she's been a kindergarten teacher, student council advisor, assistant girls basketball coach, and for the last few years, part of the dynamic 4th grade teaching team and our kindergarten through 8th grade art teacher. Just amazed by the things that she would get involved with, really under the philosophy that she wanted to make learning fun for kids and getting them moving. So the zoned recess and the integrated movement initiatives that we took on, and then she created the 4th grade recess rangers that have learned leadership skills by serving classmates, by getting all those things set up out in that zone recess area. I'll never forget her painting lines on the old parking lot, and just the commitment that she had to make sure that all those important things for our students happened. And of course, now we think about the beautiful, big, spacious playground that's out here that she helped initiate. She actually led the design team with that. And can you imagine the kids now that have enjoyed that, and they'll never forget the beauty and the fun that they had out in this great space. So thank you, Jennifer, for that. You're a tireless servant. It seems like you never stop. There's not a job that's too big, and you've blessed our lives in ways that will live on for a long, long time. So God bless you in the next chapter of your life. And then we have these 3 pillars with us that are retiring. Brett, who's been with us for the last 23 years, doing so many things. I think it's just hard to imagine him and Sandy without one another. You'd see one, you'd see the other. Every morning seeing Brett come down the hallway with the big crates of milk, or seeing him putting things way up high on the walls in her rooms. Those are the things that I have most etched in my memory. And then behind the scenes, working on so many different fundraising initiatives. He's been a part of all of the significant fundraising here at Sioux Falls Lutheran for the entire time that he's been here. And so with his guidance and with his ability to connect and know donors in ways that many don't know their histories, and he knows all of the different churches that we're involved with, he has been able to move those relationships into giving that's in the millions of dollars, as you all know, and so committed to the mission and the vision of Sioux Falls Lutheran School. And Brett, thank you. Thank you for that. Mrs. Tina Lenz has been with Sioux Falls Lutheran for 26 years, and all of those years haven't been together. She's been here in a couple of different times in her life, as it was spelled out in lots of writing that we've done about her, but it's fun to think about that she was the very first kindergarten teacher here in 1979. It was her first call out of Concordia, St. Paul, and how from those very humble beginnings of helping seed this school, the things that she saw throughout the years, and that she just immediately would involve herself in. As we all know, she loves to make things beautiful, and that's really what she did all along the way. She loved to make things a better place than when she started than when she left it. And so we think about the creative play spaces that she's designed, the beautiful furnishings that are surrounding me here. She had a hand in all of that. And then it's hard to think of anybody that's been more fun among the group, and making sure that we all have fun. She understands like no one else that if we play together, we get along better together. And so thank you, Tina, for making sure that we play together. And it's reassuring to know that you're going to be back and subbing and not too far away from us next year. So thank you for your service. And then we've got Sandy Tams. And I am actually losing my spot here. Oh my goodness. I gotta stop. Well, the best part of this is I can be real with you guys and I can screw up. So my notes about Sandy were still on the copier. So here we go. We're going to finish up with Sandy, who, as we all know, answered God's call 43 years ago and has served over 5,000 children here. And I used to love talking to her about her play-based theory that really wasn't researched at the time. She just intuitively knew that playing and learning through that play was the best way for our littlest learners, and she just loved it. And I loved it for her when the research came around and said, guess what? The best way to teach little ones is through play. And so it's from there that this whole thing has blown up. And thank you, Sandy, for staying true to who you were with that. When people would challenge you throughout the years about worksheets or different ways of working with little ones that you just knew weren't in their best interests. You set a high bar for the play base. You set an even higher bar for creating a community in your classrooms with families and serving them and loving them in ways that have become an indelible mark of who you were on their lives, and then for how the rest of us conduct our work and our callings here at Sioux Falls Lutheran. I want you to know on a personal note, and this is, Sandy and I have spent a lot of years together. My children were in her class, and in my earlier years, first few years at Sioux Falls Lutheran, it was pretty much Sandy and I in the mornings working together, doing enrollment things and giving tours and things like that. So we spent a lot of quiet time together because, as you know, she goes to bed, I think at 7 and gets up at 4 and was usually at school at some time that I wouldn't even know because I don't have quite the same schedule. But Sandy, because of you, I will forever have an affection for geraniums, and especially in my house during the winter months. I never imagined moving them inside, and for the last several years I've done that, and it brings me so much joy. Of course, I love your gerbils, the color red, portals of prayers. I never knew what a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel was until I met you. Our beloved train that contains all of the little children's names. A good historical fiction. Last time we talked on the phone, we talked about favorite books, and I've got the good one for you that I talked about. Early morning phone calls and plastic plates that preserve not only my own children's early artistic endeavors, but thousands of others. The sweet fragrance of flavored coffee and the stomach-stirring aromas of stone soup and elephant ears, and those aromas even made some of the 8th grade speeches. So it affected us all when you would get those things cooking in your kitchen inside of your sweet little room at the 308. Sandy promises that she's going to be back next year to help volunteer, and that promise certainly makes this parting much less sorrowful. Fabulous job, Sandy, Tina, and Brett, faith-filled servants that when you get to heaven someday, oh my goodness, the angels and Christ will be rejoicing over your grand work in kingdom building here on earth. The 3 of them decided that they could not do a drive-by parade type retirement party, so I just want you to know that we will have a retirement party for them, probably all together. I think that's what we're planning when we can get together and be closer and have those hugs and have those long conversations. It just can't be any other way when you think of the 3 of them. So we'll be working on that. Thank you all for navigating this unimaginable year. You are heroes. I wish you could hear all the things that I hear from families and children about the work that you've done and just the extra extra miles that you've gone to make this work. And I will say, I agree with Nicholas. He passed by me this morning as we're getting ready to graduate 8th graders tonight, that we hope that we never have to do this again. And that I couldn't say it any better. So thank you, Nicholas, for sharing that sentiment. And I look forward to seeing you in some way, shape, or form over the summer months here as we get ready for next year. So I love you all very much, and God bless you.